Good morning, everybody. Ooh. Hey, guys. Good morning. Happy Saturday. And welcome to another leadership. I'm saying leadership, weekly chat. Um, I had no idea what I wanted to say. I know I wanted to talk about being a leader, but um, I had no idea really the direction that I wanted to take. There were so many things floating around in my head. Um, hence the reason I'm on at this time and not earlier. But I wanted to take a few moments just to, this is going to be very brief. It won't be, like our usual lengthy 30-minute chat, unless who knows, I might just be inspired and become inspired. It usually happens when I am in my flow, when I am, speaking about the things that I am passionate about, which is, being a leader. And also, not just being a leader, but really sharing with you strategies and tools that help you to become better. That's what it's all about, right? There's a quote by a guy, a man. I don't know. I think he was a philosopher. I could be wrong, or a prophet, or somebody of that sort. But a wise man, a wise man. Let's put it that way. Whose name is Rumi, and he said, "We're all here to walk each other home. We're all here to walk each other home." And I really like that because we are a brother's keeper. We are all here to help each other. Where I am, the things that I am strong in, you may not be as strong in. And so I am here to share, right? Which brings me really into the angle that I want to take with today's chat. It's about helping you to serve. Each of us can serve in a capacity. But before I jump into all that, let me introduce myself. In the event there is someone that may stumble across this live stream in the future and don't know who I am. So, my name is Waveney, and I am a leadership coach. I help new managers develop leadership influence, new or transitioning managers, and that's managers who maybe are leaving a particular industry and crossing over into another one or what have you. You're transitioning in your career or you're new to management. I help you to develop influence in your leadership. And I do that by helping you build your competence by focusing on two areas, um, working on your communication, which is key, and um, building work, healthy work relationships, focusing on those. And so that is what I do. And for those of you who join me regularly, thank you so much for always being here with me, for supporting me, whether you get to join the live streams or while I'm live, while I'm live, or you view it after the fact, you view the replay. So thank you so much. Um, so let me just really quickly get into what I wanted to talk to. So this week, if you had the opportunity to view the content on the People's Brand page, you would see that the focus was leadership, like in its entirety, just little bits and pieces, my thoughts on leadership. And so today, that's what I'm going to really talk about. And I want to really highlight to you that when you become a leader, when you're in that space, um, there's a tendency to get overwhelmed, especially if you are new And even if you're viewing this and you've been a leader for a long time, sometimes we tend to get overwhelmed. So being overwhelmed is a factor. A byproduct of that sometimes is anxiety and all that stuff, right? But on being a leader, it's all about focus. It's all about focus. And because distractions are very real, people are distracted by money. They want to get into it because of the money, right? And there's nothing wrong with wanting more money, but it can't be just about the money. It can't be just about the money for you. Or it can, but you're going to have a very difficult time, right? Distractions are real. So some people they're distracted by money, right? The pursuit of that. They're distracted by the title. Lots of persons, it's about the title. It's about the fact that they have this management title or this director title um, in their, signature, you know, um, and they're recognized for that. And those are all great accomplishments, but it can't be about that. So they're distracted by what I would call the aesthetics of the position, right? Some people are distracted by what other people are doing, so what other leaders are doing. So you may have people just you may be you may have that tendency to view somebody else who is in a leadership role, and you are looking at them and you're looking at what they have, what they accomplish. You're looking at the wrong things. Your focus is off, right? You're looking at those things. Okay. You're looking how far they progress, what their position is. Someone on Instagram says, I have to agree, currently dealing with a staff with the title. I know, right? It is so annoying. It's not about the title. It's not about, I mean, what can your title do for you, really? You use your title as a form of intimidation. Like, if people don't like you, they don't like you. If you don't want to work, people work with people. People do business with, people do business. How do I say? People do business with the businesses they like, and people work for leaders that they like. I'm not saying it's in its entirety, but you get the gist of it. So again, people are distracted by the aesthetics of leadership. um, they look at other people's journey, and that's a huge mistake. That's a huge mistake because you have no idea what it takes or what it took for them to get where they are, right? You have no idea. And I'm a living example of that. Like currently, for those of you who don't know, I am still in my 9 to 5. Um, I've not gone full time in this coaching business, right? It's not the right time. It's not the right time for that. And but I know that in my story, in my career story, I have been passed over so many times for roles and positions. I've had to train people to do what I knew, what I know that I could do, a job that they were coming in for. So I know all these things. So you don't know. You can't look and get distracted by the money, the perks of being a leader. You can't get distracted by the title. It doesn't mean anything really, because if people don't respect you, they don't respect you. If they don't like you, they don't like you. Um, and you can't get distracted about the journey of others. You can admire people, there's nothing wrong with that. There may be persons that have strengths and qualities that you admire, leaders that you admire, and that's fine. And you're probably curious, like, how do they do that? How do they, and there's nothing wrong with that, right? Um, I have something here. I can't even read my own notes, right? Can you imagine? Um, and then you get distracted by who likes you and who doesn't. Like, it's a popularity thing. That's your focus, right? And yes, we all want to be liked. It's human nature, right? But it's better to be respected though. It's better to be respected. And as a leader, everybody is not going to like you, um, but people will respect you. And I did a post the other day. People may not like you. They just may not like. They may not like the fact that you are holding them accountable. They may not like the fact that you are doing your job and you're doing it well. It happens, right? And usually those people are people who don't want to be held accountable. But at the end of the day, when you peel it all back and when the dust is settled, they they have to respect you. They have to respect the fact that you are fair. They have to respect the fact that you're getting stuff done. And I think when you respect, there's a little bit of an admiration, and for me, there's a likability there. That's what I think, right? Anyway, leadership though is not all those things. It is, and I feel like it's a position, it's a opportunity to leave a legacy. It's an opportunity for you to leave a legacy. A lot of people right now, social media has sort of make shrunk the world. And we look at people like in their early 20s and they're doing great things. They're, all the entertainers and all the younger business people and all these things that are happening now. And sometimes we have a tendency to look at the fame and the popularity and all of that. But I love the quote by Martin Luther King that says, anybody can be great. Everybody can be great because everybody could serve. And that's how I feel about, when you take on the role of a leader, you can serve. You can serve and you can be great in your own way. You have a platform. You have the opportunity to change the lives and impact the lives of the people that you lead, and you have the ability. It's an opportunity. I think leadership is an opportunity for you to change your own life, to become better, right? I am one of these people who believe in practicing what I preach. Do I get it right 100% of the time? Absolutely not. I don't. But I think I get it right most times, right? But it's an opportunity for you to leave something on the table, for you to leave this world with something. You would have changed someone's life. You would have impacted someone's life because it's not just that one person. We have a tendency to just, we can't see past our nose, right? Um, but you have a team of people that work and report to you, or you have a circle of influence, or you have peers, or whatever, or your customers, or whatever. And as a leader, you are interacting and you have the ability to impact lives. But it's not just that one person that you see or you interact with. They in turn, it's a ripple effect. you they in turn impact the others around them. And so leadership is an opportunity to leave a legacy. It's an opportunity to serve. It's an opportunity to be great. It's an opportunity for you to transform and transcend into a better human being. And I know I went really deep really fast, but that is what I believe. That is what I believe, and it doesn't have to be a whole lot of bells and whistles. You have a platform, and you use it. You use it wherever you are in whatever job you're in. And so this is why I do what I do, because it's an opportunity. It's an opportunity to serve your community. It's an opportunity to serve the people in your community. Anyway, and it's an opportunity to better yourself because you can't effectively lead people if you don't work on you. That is the trick. You have to work on you. You can't go out there and do all these things, these great things, without you being impacted. That is the beauty of it. That is the beauty of it. And so it's an opportunity, I think. Um, just before I go deeper, um, and I wrap it up a little, last weekend I had a conversation. I don't remember what we were speaking about, but some friends of mine, we got together and we were talking about whether or not leaders, if they were born or made. And my friends were saying, you have to be born with it. There must be something. And I totally disagreed with them. I'm like, I think that you have the ability to transform, you have the ability to grow and develop yourself into a leader. And I strongly believe that. Sometimes we have the tendency, especially if you are new in your leadership role, you have the tendency to look at people and think that, oh my God, they must have always been this way. And I can tell you it's not the case. Like for me, when I look back from time to time, I go back on my people brand feed all the way to the beginning. And I smile because I look at the growth and development, right? That has, how the people's brand has transformed. And I see myself transforming. Even coming on this live stream, I'm a lot more comfortable now. But in the beginning, I was very afraid. I was very afraid. But when you have a message and when you have a calling and when you have something that you want to do and you're passionate about, fear is just another thing. You have to push past that, right? Um, and so I just wanted to share that little um, thing with you, that little story with you, because I know that sometimes it's a tendency to think that, hey, you look at where you're starting, you look at what you have, and you feel like you can't do it, but that's not true. So, what do we need to focus on? If we're not focusing on the aesthetics, what are we focusing on? We're focusing on the deep work. We're focusing on our why. Um, in my communicator influence coaching program, the first module is about mindset. And in that module is about the why of a thing. I believe that when you know the why of a thing, it becomes more powerful. It's the same thing. If you are trying to get people to buy into a vision, into buying into something that you're doing, you have to explain why. Why are you doing it? What is the reason? When you explain the why of a thing, you can get behind, people can support you even more. They may not, sometimes they may not agree with you, but when you explain, it is even more powerful. So you have to focus on why you are in that role. Why have you taken that role as a leader? What's your why? What's the end result? What do you want? What's your why? Right? So focus on your why. And your why will help you on the days when you are not at your best. Okay. The second thing is you want to focus on your communication. Like I said when I opened, in my coaching program, the end result, in total, what I do is help you to leverage your communication and your relationship building. And so your communication is um, so much of it is your messaging, and it has to change as you grow and develop in your leadership role. The way that you communicate when prior to being a leader and the way you communicate now are two different things. And as you grow, it will change and it must change because you need to be effective, right? And so how are you communicating? You need to focus on how are you communicating because people are receiving those messages, okay, or not, or not. And communication is so much more than the words we use. It's also about our body language. And a lot of leadership too is the language, how we, especially when we have to address people's performance, especially when we have to say no to people, or we have to set boundaries, or when we have to speak up. And it has a lot to do with the audience. Who are you speaking with, right? Or who are you speaking to, who are you engaging with, right? There's so many considerations. So you have to work on your communication so that your message can be heard. And then you focus on relationship building, which is key. You focus on relationships because your work is done through people. So you might say, well, I don't, I'm a, my position, my title is really management, but I am not really, I don't really have people that report to me. That might be so, but you do have customers, you do have a boss, you do have peers, you do have people that you interact with. So you need to build healthy relationships with those people, right? If you're in leadership, you're dealing with people, right? So if you don't like people, which you know, then you shouldn't be in that role. But once you're there, you have a responsibility. It's the it's it's an opportunity, like I said, to serve, to leave a legacy, to use your platform and shine, right? And shine. Um, it's an opportunity. You have to focus on your competence. You focus on your communication, you focus on your relationship building. And if you're focusing on those things, it means that you are focusing on being competent in your role. As a leader, it's not expected that you know everything. That's impossible. And there are going to be situations that are new to you. That's understandable. And that also happens. But you need the tools, communication, relationship building, the competence, all right? Competence in different areas, in the technical aspects of the job, plus the other things, all right? Building your competence and never stop, working and developing on that. So the other way you build your competence is by finding a mentor or finding a coach, such as the People's Brand. This is why you're here. This is why you're drawn to it. These videos because you want to build your competence. You want to become better. I was listening and I didn't finish because I fell asleep. I was listening to a gentleman. His name is Vusi. He's a South African entrepreneur, and he has a really cool podcast on Apple, and I think it's across the other podcast platforms as well. And he was saying that he puts it in an interesting way. He says he has maps and mirrors. I didn't finish um, I didn't finish listening when he was talking about the mirror part of it, but he was saying that he has maps, and for those of us, we know that a map charts the territory. It's a I don't know the word, but it's a layout of the territory, and that is what you need if you're new in your role. You need someone who has been there, who to chart the course, sort of like an explorer. You need a map of the place. This is what I seek to do at the People's Brand. This is why I share what I share and I do what I do, right? So that you don't have to make mistakes. Sometimes we learn by experience, but it doesn't all have to be learning doesn't have to be this thing where we make mistakes and therefore we learn. We can learn in other ways. We can learn and build our competence by engaging with people who have been there, our maps that we have to get where we need to go. And so for me, wrapping this up, it's about um, focus, right? Leadership is about focus and focusing on the right things, right? The the distractions, the the pull and the temptation to get drawn in and caught up in all the other chatter and things that are not important. These are the things, if I had to sum it all up, these are the things that you need to focus on: your communication, your relationship building, your competence, your why. And your why has to be first. Okay. And so thank you for coming. Thank you for tuning in. If you love um, what I've said here, please share it with someone who may find it valuable. And I also, you've heard me mention it. I do have, if you want to work with me, if you want to you know build on your competence more, I do have a coaching program that you can work with me one-on-one with. It's called Communicate to Influence, and it's a 90-day coaching program. The link is in the bio. I'm going to put it down below actually when I'm done. But if you're on Instagram, the link is in the bio. You can head there. You can um, go directly to the page, the Communicate to Influence page on my website, and you can have just an overview of the modules and what I talk and share about with you, how I help you. Um, on Facebook, I'll put the link. I'll put the link there. So happy Saturday. I hope that you found value in what I've shared, even if it's one thing. I usually tell this when I'm doing uh, training, when I'm facilitating training classes. I usually tell people if it's just one thing, don't try to remember everything I said. That's not going to work. But remember, if it's one thing that resonates with you, use that one thing and work on it, to build yourself. So even if it's just one thing that you come on here every Saturday and you get from what I'm saying, then work with that one thing and be a better leader for not just yourself, but for the others around you. All right. So happy Saturday. I will talk to you soon. Bye.